What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and now some Tekken universe news. First off, big congrats to Katsuhiro Harada, who has been promoted to, you all know him as the chief producer of a Tekken series and Tekken director. He's focused entirely on that game on behalf of Bandai Namco. But now he's the general manager, developer and producer of all of their original titles at Bandai Namco. And this of course includes Tekken, but Ace Combat, Tales of, Dark Souls, Soul Calibur. So he's gonna be the spider in the net, can I say that? But we say that in Sweden, you know, he's gonna be the supervisor of all of those. He's gonna have a little hand in all of them. Rather than just focusing on Tekken, he's gonna work on all of these games. So huge congrats to Harada. It must mean Bandai Namco really trusts that guy, and I mean he seems like a stellar guy. And I'm going to EVO. I was hoping to meet him. He's probably still gonna go because, as he says here, he's still gonna be their esports strategy leader. So yeah, huge congrats to the Lord Harada and Michael Murray. You know him as the chief designer, that Western guy we always see with Harada. He has been promoted to the chief producer on Tekken. So who knows what this means for Tekken going forward? Like, what have we seen so far? Has it been Michael Murray's vision or Harada's vision or their combined vision? What is it going to be now? How much influence is Harada still going to have on Tekken? Is Michael Murray going to change things? I have no idea, but is it interesting? Yes, it is. And Harada also a few days ago talked a little bit about Tekken X Street Fighter and why it's probably not happening. And this is kind of weird because it wasn't long ago I saw him tweet on Twitter that the game, we're still working on the game and it's 30% complete when someone asked him, but now he says it's unlikely they are ever gonna finish the game because the game was announced in 2012 and that is a long time ago. It's almost 10 years. It's gonna be 10 years. No, wait. No, I'm dumb as fuck as usual. That's 7 years ago. So it's, he says, I'm gonna quote him directly here. I still want to release the game, however, as much as I want to proceed with the project, things have changed a lot since 2012, so I need to get approval and I need to speak to Capcom again as well. They may say no now. So yeah, he would have to approach Capcom because I guess they had back in 2012 sort of an agreement that they could do that, but apparently that agreement had a deadline, which a lot of agreements have deadlines. Like, if you haven't done anything with this in 3 years, then you don't have a right to do it anymore. It's like, you've probably heard of a Terminator franchise. Like, if you don't do another movie, I don't remember which company had the rights, but the rights revert back to James Cameron. And this is probably, why did I get into that? This is probably something similar. So we'd have to do a new agreement with them. They might say no. And then he elaborates. When we were ready to progress further with the project, Capcom released Street Fighter V and then we released Tekken 7. Those titles are some of the best fighting games ever. They are, and they became very successful. And Tekken 7 will probably reach 4 million copies sold. It's doing very, very well, and it's the first game where we have a lot of DLC. And it's gonna have, I'm giving you additional information here, it's gonna have the May sign-up data for EVO was released, and Tekken 7 is the game with the second most entries. It's after Smash Brothers. This is the first time in history Tekken has more entrants than Street Fighter. So this has to tell you how well this game is doing right now, and it was released in 2017, and it just seems to just keep doing better when it comes to esports. And it now has, we're in the 3rd Tekken World Tour, and the prize pool is bigger than ever. So it's doing very well. And he says, traditionally, the life cycle of a fighting game is very short, maybe 1 or 2 years, and then you make a sequel. But Tekken 7 is very successful as a service game with its DLC that makes it harder to justify releasing another game, while Tekken 7 is still doing so well. So that tells you, yes, Tekken 7 is doing super well. we can focus on DLC that's not so expensive, and it gives the game new life. 2012 is a long time ago. Are people even still hype about this? Street Fighter 5 is not doing that well, so it's like that IP franchise has taken a little hit, I would say. So yes, can you actually motivate spending a huge budget, a lot of money on making this Tekken X Street Fighter? And this also tells you like, oh, harder to justify releasing another game. How far are we from potential Tekken 8? Probably far away, considering Tekken 7 is doing so well. And I just want to remind you that Tag 2 was released in September of 2012. So that's the game they announced, the year they announced the Tekken X Street Fighter. But in the summer of 2014, they showed the first teaser trailer, a story trailer for Tekken 7. So not even 2 years after the release of Tag 2, we saw the trailer for the next Tekken game. And in June, in this June, so in 1 month, it's gonna be 2 years since the release of Tekken 7. So we should get a trailer for Tekken 8. No, probably not. Because where Tag 2 didn't do so well sales-wise, Tekken 7 is doing much, much better. So as Harada says, there's probably not a lot of incentive right now to work on Tekken X Street Fighter, or even a Tekken 8, I think. We're gonna focus on Tekken 7, but I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that we get a Season 3. Would be really hype. I'd love some more content. Hopefully costumes. I think we have enough of characters, but costumes, some new gameplay mechanics, rebalancing. Yay, love that stuff. But so, that was some Tekken Universe news. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely morning. Have a nice breakfast.